What is up, YouTube? Welcome to Panfro Games, and in today's video, we're going to be talking about some tips and tricks for Pokemon Legends Arceus. This is speaking as someone who has 35 to 40 hours of experience in the game now, and here's some tips and tricks I wish I knew before I started playing the game. And we're actually starting right at the beginning of the game in Obsidian Fields, so we don't go too deep into the game, but I will cover some later game stuff as well. So let's just talk about our campsite. Our campsite is incredibly important. Talking to this gentleman right here, we can actually rest, which we can do by going to the tent. However, you can also see all the Pokemon that you want to trade out that you caught throughout the game, so you don't have to go back to the pastures. So just to keep that in mind, if you want to trade out a Pokemon from your PC, then you want to go over here. And talking to this man will also open up the shop, which is the same shop in the general store. This is a major crafting game, so it is important, one, to have your item storage in a good and reasonable fashion. So whenever you find mats, you don't need to actually hold the mats. You can hit the Y button, and you can actually put away the mats that you don't need. And you can actually craft with the mats that are currently in your box, so you don't actually need to have them on you to craft the items. Speaking of crafting, crafting is going to be incredibly important. So if you are crafting, depending where you are in the game, Pokeballs, Great Balls, Ultra Balls are going to be incredible, but also Heavy Balls, Leaden Balls, and Gigaton Balls. So these balls are going to be used for, the first three are going to be used for your regular Pokeball throwing and the ones in battle. These balls are going to be used when you sneak up on Pokemon, especially on alphas. And these balls are going to be used for Pokemon who are flying or who are really fast, as these balls have a bit more of a distance and they can fly through the air easier. I do also recommend making healing items when you get the chance. And also items I thought was really useful in my playthrough was the Smoke Bomb, so you can hide from alpha Pokemon much easier before they detect you. And also the Stealth Spray was pretty good too. Everything else, not too necessarily like useful. You can use the cakes to make it easier to get certain Pokemon, but I actually found it just as easy to use berries I found in the field to go through the game and capture nearly all the Pokemon at this point. Another amazing tip is talk to this man in Galactic Headquarters, as he'll charge you a fee to increase your item bag space by 1. This is probably the most important NPC in the game, and I have spent thousands on thousands on him, and it's the best use of your money, so trust me on that. Also, make sure to check this board. Whenever this board is lit up, that means there is a side mission, and side missions are incredibly important in this game. As you can see, my mission request, I have completed a lot of side quests, and looks to be there's like 100 side quests in the entire game, and I've done almost all of them so far, and there's more in the post game. Doing side quests is incredibly important. As you can see, you get lots of different rewards, and throughout the game they get better and better. You can actually get evolutionary stones as well through this, which is really useful. You can also increase the fields for your farm, where you can get essentially free crafting materials, and you can also increase and change the inventory of the shop. You can get new recipes, and you can get Pokeballs, rare candy experience thingies, money. Like, there's a lot you can get from this, and I highly recommend doing them. And I don't recommend rushing through the game, because these side quests are going to be really helpful and to make the game a lot easier. Another important tip is talk to Zisu at the training grounds. Zisu will help you master your moves and give you new moves for your Pokemon. So these are moves that you cannot learn naturally. You have to talk to her. So we can go to the Decidueye here, and we can see all the moves that the Decidueye can learn. The higher your training badges are, the more moves you'll have on this list. So the deeper you are into the game, the more research you've completed, the more moves you're going to get. As you can see, I've already bought Psycho Cut and Shadow Claw, but there's still plenty of other moves I can buy for a certain amount of money. The better the moves, usually more expensive it is. And you can, of course, master those moves that you can't naturally master yourselves by using Mastery Seeds. Another great thing is not only can we learn new moves, but we can actually change our moves on the fly whenever. So I can do this all for free without using an item. So let's say if I wanted to put Leaf Storm instead of Leaf Blade, I can hit confirm, and it'll just switch it out for me. just like that for free. It's actually a good way to, if you're having issues with your Pokemon running out of moves, this is a good way to just switch moves on the fly if you're constantly grinding, and then you don't have to use any items to recover any PP, which is really great overall. Another big change in Legends is that there are no IVs in the game, and EVs have been completely changed. Instead of having a number 0 to 250 that's invisible, you can actually max every single EV stat on all your stats, but it's on a different scale going from 0 to 10, and you can use grit items to level that up, which is another reason why you want to definitely farm and explore so you can get your levels up, especially by fighting alpha Pokemon that usually drop the grit items you need. Natures are in the game though, so that is going to be the most important thing you're going to be looking at when you're catching Pokemon. You definitely want to get good natures, and of course with your starter you want to start with a good nature. Unfortunately, my Decidueye did not have a great nature to start with here. And I will also mention that you cannot shiny hunt the starters. They are shiny locked. So are the mythical Pokemon in the game, and some of the legendaries are as well. Going through our game menu, something I should have mentioned earlier is definitely disable autosave. Definitely keep this disabled. Speaking about saving, if you do happen to encounter a shiny Pokemon, or if you are right in front of an alpha Pokemon you're trying to capture, or any Pokemon you're trying to capture in general, make sure to save your game. When you reload, the Pokemon will show up in the same state as they were before, including shiny Pokemon. So if you do happen to see a shiny, make sure to save, but this is useful in any regard. And if you actually want to change the spawns on a map, I do recommend sleeping for a full entire day. Switching from day and nightfall is going to be really helpful, because when you load a map, the map is populated and predetermined, but not every Pokemon will spawn at every single moment of the day. Sometimes a Pokemon will spawn there, sometimes a Pokemon will not spawn there, even if they're supposed to spawn there. And usually, sometimes they just don't spawn. And I do want to mention that in the beginning of the game, we will only have Weirdeer to explore with, and you want to come back and explore other areas when you get Basculegion, when you get Braviary, so you can see more things. And we have an alpha right here. And let's talk about alpha Pokemon. So alpha Pokemon can have set spawns on the map, and I'll be making an entire video about those set spawns. But as you can see here, we got a Drifloon Alpha. This Drifloon Alpha is not a set spawn, as some alpha Pokemon, like let's say for a Drifloon, does not actually have a set spawn anywhere. So if you see a Drifloon, there is a chance that one of them could become an alpha, and they're very obviously an alpha because of the red eyes. They're the maximum size, and you get some sort of scary little music playing. There are different ways to sneak up onto alpha Pokemon, and I think it is very important for you to engage with alpha Pokemon in your playthrough. They're going to be really high level for where you're supposed to be. You may be even 10 or 20 levels higher than you, but it is well worth it. The first one players will probably experience is this Rapidash, and a great way to deal with catching these Pokemon, from my experience, is one, you want to try to sneak up and hide into a bush. If there are no bushes, you can use a smoke screen, and you want to throw a berry. And by throwing the berry near the Pokemon, it will try to investigate it, and this will give you some time to actually walk up on the Pokemon and interact with it. And our goal is to get right behind it. I do recommend keep throwing berries while the Pokemon is eating one, because then it'll go up to the next berry immediately, and then you have time to walk up and throw a Pokeball. And you want to use the heavy balls. You want to get that nice crit catch right behind it, and bam, that is an easy catch, and then your whole team gains experience, and you just got a level 40 Pokemon on your team while you're still in the very beginning of the game. This is going to be harder to use if you don't have heavy balls, but you can wait a little bit later in the game, and once you have heavy balls, it will be a lot easier. And there are rare spawns on the map, similar to how this Eevee is a rare spawn. And as I said before, Pokemon will respawn. So if this Eevee was to run away, or if I defeated or I caught it, it would eventually respawn if I kept on flipping between day and night multiple times, and just checking up on the field. And just to let you know, I'm seeing the Eevee right over in Horseshoe Plains, but I've also seen it down here as well. So it spawns in Horseshoe Plains at random, but you will just have to explore the area every single time. And the same thing can apply to a regular Pokemon. You can just walk up to it, throw a berry if you want to distract it. And when you distract it, you can just walk up right behind it and then throw a Pokeball, get an easy capture against it, and once you caught it, you're good to go. If you don't catch it, you just want to keep trying again. And I do recommend battling other Pokemon whenever you do get the chance, just because you want to get that experience. And battling is really cool with the different styles, agile and strong style. Agile will make your moves faster and change this turn order potentially, and it's going to be really useful for status effect moves like Thunder Wave. Highly recommend using Thunder Wave to status Pokemon, as this is going to be the best way to capture Pokemon overall. And there is no sleep status in the game. It's changed to Drowsy, and it's not as good as something like Thunder Wave now. Strong style will do more damage, but it will make the opponent have more turns. And of course, this is all based on your speed stat as well. But if you don't want to fight this Pokemon, you can actually go back and I can just run away physically and not have to deal with this, which is really awesome. It says I'm too far away and we just ran away from the fight. And that's a great way to escape and deal with that. Last but certainly not least is Weirdeer is the Skyrim horse. If you are familiar with Skyrim, you understand that your horse could take you up anywhere you wanted to go if you really tried hard enough. And Weirdeer can really do that. He can really break the laws of physics and run up walls and go to areas where you're not actually supposed to go to. And it is possible to interact with Pokemon who are 20 or 30 levels higher than you by using the Weirdeer strat. It can be a little bit hard and difficult at times, but if you manage to keep using the combination of jumping and diving over, you can get onto certain rocks that you're not actually supposed to access ever. And it's going to be really useful. Probably the easiest way to actually use the Weirdeer tech here is going to be down here in this area, where you can actually get all the way down over here into Sand Gem Flats, where you can catch some early level 30 and 40 Pokemon. And actually, the last tip is you can fast travel in the game before the game even tells you to fast travel. As long as you have a little wing icon, you can fast travel anywhere. Well, guys, those are my tips and tricks for Pokemon Legends Arceus. Let me know in the comments below if you found those helpful, or if you have any questions on any other things, and I'll try my best to answer you. Anyways, guys, if you liked the video, please like, subscribe to the channel. I'll catch you guys next time for more Pokemon Legends Arceus.